Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to the Kanaloa Lounge. My name is Slacks Ferret, and I'm happy to have you here today. Today I'm doing something that has absolutely nothing to do with tiki, but that's okay because we all have varying interests, don't we? Now, I just said this has nothing to do with tiki today, but yet here I found a picture of a Frankenberry tiki mug on the web. That's right, today's video is about Frankenberry. The internet. Crazy place, isn't it? But yeah, just because something has a tiki-styled mug based on it, it doesn't make it tiki. I'm a bit of a tiki purist at times. With that said, I should probably get my hands on one of those mugs one day. It is a fun mashup of two things I love. I mean, I think I love it, but I guess I really just love the aesthetics. I mean, let's just take a minute to appreciate the retro style on one of these vintage television ads from back in the early 70s. I remember seeing it when it was first run when I was a kid.
I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Well, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Hi.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
Did that get you right in the nostalgic feels? It certainly did for me. Again, I really love the nostalgic aesthetics of this stuff. I have a magnet and a patch I put on my battle jacket, and I put Frankenberry and Count Chocula in my 1996 painting of The Last Breakfast. Right there, in the position of the Apostle James, son of Alphaeus. Now, don't read too much into the meaning of this painting. It's more about the history of painting than a comment on religion. And these depictions, of course, the ones I love, are all based on the original incarnation of the monsters drawn by artist George Carn. Now, Frankenberry and Count Chocula were unleashed on the public in 1971, a banner year for personal reasons, and also the same year that Walt Disney World was opened in Orlando. Boo Berry was released in late 1972, Fruit Brute in 1974, Cree Cherry from the Lime Lagoon was released in 1976 and quietly discontinued 2 years later, and Yummy Mummy was introduced in 1987. The latter three I don't think I ever saw up here in Western Canada, but perhaps someone can let me know in the comments if they were ever released up here. Bob McFadden voiced the character in commercials and based the voice on Boris Karloff's Frankenstein's monster, which of course was likely the best known Frankenstein's monster, although I often think of Peter Boyle's and Young Frankenstein more often, but kind of a comedy nerd. Man, it takes me back. And it's probably those nostalgia feels I was having that made me so bummed about having my first bowl as an adult. And I think that was about 10 years ago or so. I didn't recognize it. It didn't seem fun anymore. It seemed kind of lame because they definitely changed the formula. It was no longer a oat-based cereal. They changed to something corn-based. Just cheaper, I'm sure. They saved a lot of money doing that, but they wrecked it for me. But I think, and here's the purpose of this video, I think we can fix that. I think we can have a bowl very similar to what Frankenberry used to taste like if you just follow a simple recipe. And what am I going to do? I'll show you. It means you're going to have to go out and get a couple of cereals here. First of all, the aforementioned Frankenberry, because I think the marshmallows are still going to be okay. Even though they're not the little tiny round marshmallows I remember as a youth, I'm sure they'll be fine. But the other thing, the secret weapon, I guess, is something also by General Mills, and it's called Cheerios. So here's the same company making two products, but man, Cheerios, this very berry flavored Cheerios, tastes a lot like how I remember Frankenberry tasting. And that makes sense because I do believe this one is oat-based. Yeah, right there, #1 ingredient, whole grain oats. Let's try it. So all I'm gonna do is take some of this Cheerios, and I'm gonna sprinkle in some of these Frankenberry marshmallows, and see what we got. See if I come close. See if my first mouthful reminds me of being a kid back in Saskatchewan, having my Frankenberry on a Saturday morning about to watch my cartoons. Do you want to watch me sort some marshmallows? Sure. Sure you do, right? I'll do this on maybe a time lapse, so you don't have to sit around too long. Okay. Anyway, since 2010, the 3 big monster cereals, Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry, have been released seasonally around autumn or Halloween time. And that's how I was able to snag a box. Ironically, it might be more difficult to get a box of the Very Berry Cheerios these days, as it's a special edition Cheerios. All right, so I have isolated the marshmallows out of, well, not all of them, but I took out enough marshmallows for a bowl of Frankenberry, and I'm now going to open up this box of Very Berry Cheerios. And here, this is on theme. We got a cheeky bowl here. So, is that loud? Because it's right near the mic. We're gonna pour in the Cheerios, and we're going to scatter in some marshmallows here. So I'm just adding some marshmallows, all my marshmallows, into my tiki bowl filled with Very Berry Cheerios, and now some Frankenberry marshmallows. Now, as I said, this doesn't look like Frankenberry. The marshmallows are wrong. Remember when I was a kid, they were just pink, little tiny, round-shaped pellets of marshmallow. These have shapes, and they must mean something, but I don't know what they mean. Maybe they're ghosts. Someone can maybe tell me in the comments. But, oh yeah, here's a bat. Is that a Count Chocula bat? And maybe a white ghost, and Boo Berry is a blue ghost? I have no idea. Anyway, it kind of looks like it could be that. The marshmallows are all the monsters, the 3 main monsters. So we got these. I'm just mixing them in. Mix, mix, mix. Try not to make a mess. It's always important. That's valuable advice for anyone out there. Try not to make a mess. Okay? Now I'm just gonna, look at this, everyone. Also on theme, I've got a lovely pineapple carafe for the milk. I'm gonna pour that in. Let's make that look nice. Oh yeah, that looks good. Looks delicious, doesn't it? That's delicious looking. All right, so I've got my milk in here. I've followed this very difficult recipe, and now I'm about to enjoy my first taste of what I hope is the Frankenberry I remember as a kid. Let's see. Let's see if this worked. Wow, that really took me back. I mean, it's okay. I think my taste buds have changed. It's good though. It's better. I think I like it better than this one, for sure. The real one. The one that they claim is real, I should say. This tastes like the Frankenberry I remember as a kid. And I knew it would. When I tried these Very Berry Cheerios, I knew that they tasted more like Frankenberry than even Frankenberry does nowadays. So yeah, this is good. I don't mind this at all. I think maybe so this stuff doesn't go to waste, I'll call in my kids now and we'll all enjoy a bowl. Me with my difficult recipe, and them just straight out of the box, I think might be fine.
A few moments later.
All right, son. That is your bowl of Frankenberry.
Thank you.
Younger son. That is your bowl of Frankenberry.
Thank you.
See, it's not going to waste, folks. They're eating the garbagey stuff, and I've got my exclusive recipe Frankenberry. How's yours?
It's all right. Thank you.
You know, it'd make it better. Put some real Cheerios, some oat in there.
Thank you.
Get your oats. Make it taste more like Frankenberry I remember.
Is this really what it looked like back when you were a kid?
No, it didn't look exactly like this. It's a good question. But you know, actually the Cheerios comes close because it's a round shape. I remember Frankenberry being rounded oat things with kind of crosshair sights in them, almost like a gun sight kind of thing. So this isn't too far off, but the marshmallows are definitely different. And the little specks on the Cheerios weren't there. It was just reddish stuff like these are. But yeah, not too far off. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. I hope you learned something. I'm just kidding. No one's learning anything here. This isn't educational at all. But, you know, it was nice of you to drop by. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe. And who knows, we might put up more videos someday. Could happen. Hey, we put up a few. All right, guys?
Yes.
Thanks, everyone. I just wanted to quickly insert into this video the fact that I found blueberry Cheerios, which means we can now fix booberry. And I also noticed that there's a chocolate version of Cheerios out there, which means we can also fix Count Chocula.